Good morning, Visitation. My name is Karen Miller. I'm on staff at Visitation. You may notice that someone's missing from the equation today. Father Brad won't be with us. He's taking a day off. He'll be back tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm Karen Miller, as I said, and I've got a dear friend, Katie Levi, who came to share some information with us about an opportunity that we have here at Viz. But first I want to say, you may notice that Katie and I are both wearing blue today. That's because it's National Human Trafficking Awareness Day. And you're invited to wear blue and post to social media with a hashtag, human trafficking awareness, just to raise awareness. People sometimes don't realize it happens in our community, but we need to talk about it. We need to educate ourselves about the tragic trafficking that happens in our world. I also want to share, just really quick, a blessing. So last weekend we announced a need for a co-coordinator for the community garden. I got a call on Monday with someone who was interested and excited about that opportunity. And then the next day I got a call from someone who wanted to help with the community Christmas in October project. And I have to say, I'm speaking I think for all the staff, there's nothing better for us than when you as parishioners want to get involved. It's such a blessing. It just inspires us and reinvigorates us. There's so much to do at Visitation. If you're not involved in something, we want you to be. So that's an invitation. Just call the office, check on offerings, or read the bulletin. And if there's something you're interested in, we want you to be part of it. So thank you for that. Now I'm going to introduce, well, let me do the two announcements real quick, and then I'm going to introduce Katie here. So we've got parish books available in the parish office or in the narthex, and if you don't know where they are in the narthex, they're on the credenza right as you walk in the front door, and there's a handful of those left. 1 week from today, that's on Wednesday, January 18th, it's going to be session 2 of Bishop Barron's The Creed, the Faith Formation Supper Series gathering. Doors open at 6 o'clock. For a simple supper, and then the program will begin at 6:30. So plan to attend that. I know it's going to be a great night. But next, I want to go to Katie Levi. Many of you know her in the parish, but she's here to share an opportunity for a prayer service that's coming up. So Katie, why don't you tell us a little bit about the prayer service?
Okay. Well, next Monday, as you may have read in the bulletin or heard at Mass announcements, we are having a prayer service in honor of Martin Luther King Day. It's Monday the 16th at 6:30 p.m. and we want everybody to come. And it stemmed from the Racial Justice Committee's desire to share the letter from the Birmingham jail that is quite notorious letter from Martin Luther King. I had the opportunity about a year ago to participate in the Just Faith Racial Healing class that was here at Viz that I also highly recommend. And I was shocked by everything that I learned. You know, you don't know what you don't know. And I was shocked that I didn't know quite a bit, and I had never actually read or heard about the letter from the Birmingham jail.
It's not one of his most well-known.
Right, but it's very powerful.
So powerful.
During that class, we had the opportunity to listen to a recitation of that letter, which is quite lengthy. And so many things struck me. Of course, the messages are very powerful. But the knowledge that Martin Luther King had about so many things, that he wrote this letter in the jail without Google to cite sources and everything. I think it's he
quotes Socrates,
St. Augustine. Yes, it's just,
and scripture.
It's very powerful. And so during our prayer service, we're using excerpts of that letter that are going to be read from by various parishioners. And it was very powerful to hear it in the class, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity to come together and recognize Martin Luther King's contribution to our world, and a great way to honor him on that day. When my kids were younger, I always wanted to do something special in recognition of Martin Luther King on those days when they're off school, and you wonder,
Right.
they're off school for this special reason, but we're not doing anything special about it.
Yeah.
And certainly there were volunteer opportunities,
Sure.
but to me they didn't like super closely tie in
Sure.
to the actual Martin Luther King message,
Right.
especially for the kids. So
Right.
this to me I think will be a wonderful spiritual
Absolutely.
recognition of everything that he contributed. So I hope that lots of students and young people, young families will join us, because I think it's a wonderful opportunity to hear it.
Yeah. Thank you, Katie. So you were on the planning committee for this event.
Yes, I was a
Yeah.
very small part of the planning committee,
Yeah,
yes.
a big part, yeah. I think it's going to be great as well. And as she said, it's Monday at 6:30, and we have some wonderful parishioners, maybe some of your friends that are participating in it. So come.
Please do,
Yeah.
yes.
And invite your friends to come, and we'll pray together and really learn and get to meditate on his prophetic wisdom. And as Katie said, he wrote it while he was in a jail cell. He was arrested on Good Friday, wrote this letter in response to a letter that white clergy, not just white clergy, but clergy wrote to him. And it's just really moving, so hopefully you'll be able to come. But to tie into that, on Saturday night, to kick off the whole Martin Luther King Jr. celebration, the St. Monica's Choir will join our own Visitation Choir here. So we'll celebrate Mass together, and then we'll have a little reception in the narthex. You're all invited to join into that. And then we've got these great little prayer cards that you get to take home. So,
Oh, wonderful.
yeah, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll really honor his legacy and learn and just have a wonderful experience together. So with that, is there anything else, producer, that we need?
I think we'll just
Stop it there. All right. Thank you very much. We always appreciate your attention.